Hello and welcome to part 14 of installing a Linux system. We're going to look at some of the very basic terminal commands in this series on programming for the web. Okay, so some of the very basic terminal commands. The first one, who am I? This is who you're logged in as. We're going to look at these in terminal in a moment, but this basically tells you who you are. This might not seem sensible, but you can actually change the terminal so you don't actually know who's logged in. Who's actually logged in and who's online? It will give you a list of those who are logged in on the system. PWD, this stands for Print Working Directory, and it tells you what is the current directory or folder. In the standard default settings for terminal, you'll have this information anyhow. It's only if you customize it will you need these first three, usually, unless you're an administrator. Whereas you may have multiple copies of a file or a folder on the system, and this will tell you where they are. Which application will be run by default? Again, you might have multiple copies of an application, and this will tell you which one will be run when you actually type it in the terminal. Apropos and then a subject. If you don't know what the command is for a particular item, you can do apropos and then the subject, for example, apropos list. And this will give you all the types of commands for list, whether this is listing items in a directory, listing lines in a folder or something like this, listing text in a document, all the different manual pages, and then you can find the one you want and enter it into manual like so. So man, M-A-N, and then the command, for example, M-A-N ls will give you how to list the current directory and the different switches for it. CD and then the directory. It can be used without a directory. We'll come to that in a moment. And this means to change to the directory or the path that you've entered. And finally ls, which is list the current directory, and again there's a number of different ways you can do this. Okay, let's have a look at terminal and have a look at what these commands actually look like in terminal. So, I forgot to tell you last time, you can actually launch terminal with Control Alt and T. I gave you a lot of different commands, but Control Alt and T will launch terminal. I forgot to give you that last time. So the first one, who am I? And as you can see, it says I'm John. Very useful. W, that gives you who is logged in, and as you can see, it's just me. I'll give you the other information later. What it all means when we do a more advanced terminal information. The next one, PWD, gives you the current folder, the current directory, and I'm in my own home folder. The shortcut for this is also the tilde sign. This will actually tell is the same as / home / your username, which in my case is John. Okay. On that, right, whereis is the next one. So you can actually whereis, for example, terminal. Terminal is called bash. So as you can see, it's in 3 different places. It's in bin bash, it's in accept bash here, and it's in user share. Now, bin bash is the actual application. This is the resource file, which contains the information as to how to display things, the colors and that type of thing. And this is how can I say, an archive copy basically. It's part of the manual. Okay. On that. So, for example, if I type in which bash, it should come back with bin bash because that's where it is. For example, let's have a look. Which, to use a different command, as you can see, touch is in USR bin. Touch actually creates or replaces a file, but we'll do that at a later time. Right, apropos. So if you don't know what something does, but you know, for example, it operates on by listing something, you can actually put list, and as you can see, you get rather a large number of commands. Now, you can then look through to find the command that you want. Okay. Now, in this case, I want this command here, which is list directory contents. Okay. So, but as you can see, we've got a lot of commands, but you then can take this information, ls, or just scroll down to the end, and you can type in man ls, which is the next command. Man stands for manual. If you type man ls, it will give you the help for list, and here you can see it. It gives you the name, how you use it, and then a description of the switches you could use with it. Okay, to come out of the manual page, you just press Q, it says here, or you press H for help if you're a little bit lost. Okay, just pressing Q brings you out. CD stands for change directory. Okay, if you do CD and then the /, is a special character. This will take you to the root, the very beginning of the directory tree. So if I press enter and I do ls now, you'll actually see that there is a listing of all the folders, all the directories on the root, and my home directory is of course of home, so I can change into the home directory by typing cd home. Please be aware that it is case sensitive, so if it does have a capital letter in it, you do need to use the capital letter. Okay, so now you can see I'm in my home directory. I can do a list of that, and as you can see, there's one directory in there, John, so I can change to that. Now watch what happens here when I enter that. Okay, notice it's gone to the tilde screen, character to tell me that I'm in my home directory, and to prove it, that's my working directory. You can see I'm in my home directory. There are other commands. If we go back, for example, to the root, doing that, if I just type cd, it will take me to my home directory, and as you can see, I'm there. To go back one directory, it's double dot, and you can see I'm in home. If I do it again, I should be in root. Okay, there you are. Okay, ls, as you've seen lists, there are a number of switches. For example, ls a. Okay, now you'll notice that it's actually added a few files which were a few directories which you couldn't see previously. If I go to my home folder, you can see these are the directories there, and they all begin with a capital letter, so if I want to change to one of them, I would have to put the capital letter in. Okay, but if I do the ls a, okay, you'll see all of a sudden there are rather a large number of hidden items that weren't shown before. Okay, anything that starts with a dot with a period, full stop, is a hidden file or folder in Linux. Most of these are configuration files and you won't need to go into them. And again, to change, if you want to change to a different one, for example, if you wanted to change to the .config, you would just type cd.config, and as you can see, it's now, the path is now shown here, your home directory, and you're in the config, and you can just do a listing of that. Okay, we'll do a lot more on the terminal, what you can do on the terminal in the next video. Thank you for watching. My name's John, and I'll see you next time.